Welcome to Course Dunia.
In accounting, the next topic is bookkeeping. So, bookkeeping means nothing but how to prepare the accounts manually. In bookkeeping, the process has been involved in different steps. So, we'll go one by one steps like recording transaction, summarizing, classifying. There are the three sections. First one is the recording, second one is the classifying, and third one is the summarizing. In that, first we'll go with the recording transactions. So recording transactions, whenever the work has been done, it should be recorded in a book. That book will be called as the journal book. So this journal book is the basic or first recording book. Whenever the transaction is happened, first we are going to record in journal book only. So in the before classes, I have been mentioned that the accounting will be works on the double entry system. That means the entire accounting process will involve the debit and credit. Even in recording a transaction, that means in the journal book also, the debit and credit has a major important role. So coming to the journal book is also called as a day book. Day book means recording the transaction which has been done in a particular date. Let's say example, today we have been done 10 works related to the financial. So we have been done 10 works. All these 10 works has to be recorded in the day book or in the journal. So while recording this transaction or work, we should follow a pro forma. So previously have been mentioned that there is a principles, there is a procedures, and there is a pro forma. So likewise, each and everything will have a process. Coming to the journal or day book, we have a pro forma to record it. So before going to the pro forma, we need to get the knowledge about the journal entry. In general, entry means recording. Journal entry. So that means we are recording a transaction by giving the principles or by the process which has been mentioned from the gap. So as previously mentioned that accounting is on double. That means it will have two. In journal, we'll have two lines will be two lines. The first line will be represent debit line, or we can call it as debit row or line. And the second lines represents credit row or line. So debit line and credit line, two lines will. So whatever the transaction is related to the debit, you should be enter in the first line. Should be enter in the first line. And whatever the transactions is related to the credits, it should be entered in the second line. And coming to the pro forma, the pro forma of journal entry will be considered of two lines. So first line. So here I am giving the empty space. because in this empty space, we should enter the account or ledger. So I will explain you that what is the ledger or what is the account. So now I'm giving only the empty space. Here underline means there we should be enter account or ledger, and followed by we should write account. So data we can simply write it as DR. DR represents debits. DR represents debit. And next one. So the first line has been done. So next we'll go with the credit line. And coming to the credit line, first we should write 2, TO 2, and we should start recording the account or ledger. So I'm giving an empty space, and after completion of the account or ledger entering, we should write A by C. A by C means nothing but account. So we have been completed with the first line and we have been completed with the second line. So now we need to give the amounts. So if you want to enter the amount, it should be straight to the line. So that means if you are going to enter the debit amount, it will be straight to the line like this. We need to be entered. Here X indicates the numeric value. Okay. And if you want to write the credits, it should be right side of the debit amount. That means here we should be recorded. So like this. And it should be straight to the credit line. And it should be straight to the debit line. Debit amount should be straight to the debit line and credit amount should be straight to the credit line. And after that, we need to be enter the narration. We can write the narration as per our convenience. But first should be started with being. First should be started with being. And after that, whatever the narration you have to write, you can write it off. There is no objection. And so this is the format of journal.